knit a poem with me. Okay, so you're probably confused, like, what is this girl talking about? You can't knit a poem. Knitting is like crafts, needles. Poem is like words, like, not physically possible. Hey, I'm an English professor, not a physicist. But essentially what we're gonna be doing is writing a poem while knitting, which is a very calming activity to inspire poetry. Now, with the way this world is going, the poetry might look a little sus, but everybody is different. This will be my knitting poetry experience, and your poem will also be beautiful and come out different. So this is what you need to get started. Don't believe the hype. I'm not about to tell you to go to Michael's to pick up special knitting needles or special yarn. Like, no, guys. I got this yarn from Michael's. It was like $6. As you can see, I already started just a little bit. Scarves do take a little bit of time, so don't rush. Write poetry as it comes to you while you're knitting. I'll probably finish this today since I have nothing else to do. Also, I'm using size 13 knitting needles, 9mm. These are just the most comfortable for me, so don't feel like you have to get these exactly. Get whatever needles feel comfortable to you. And the only other thing you need is something to write with. Now, I will be using my Alpha Smart because I love to write with my Alpha Smart. So much nostalgia and good feelings come from my Alpha Smart, so I love it. But really, you could just use a pencil and a sheet of paper or your laptop. So let's get started.
Okay, so first you have your string. You want to wrap it around your hand and then take the end piece and pull it through and then pull it tight. Your knitting needle should fit inside the hole, so you want to pull it tight enough to where you can put it on the needle like so. And again, this is a beginner. Don't try to make it perfect, guys. Like, this isn't even a super in-depth tutorial. Look at me, I'm like furling around with the string. But here's a close-up. You want to make an L with your thumb and your index finger, and the end of the string should wrap around your thumb. Okay, so this next part is a little bit tricky to explain, so replay it as many times as you need. But essentially, you want to take the needle and put it under the thumb hole, wrap it around the index hole, and then bring it down through the thumb hole. And that's what it should look like. I cast on 11 for my scarf, but cast on however many knots you would like, whatever your heart desires, right? So now for actual knitting, you want to stab behind, right? And then wrap your string, your yarn counterclockwise, and then push it down, pull it up. So stab, wrap around, push it down, pull it up, pull tight. And that's pretty much all you need to know to start knitting. Once you've cast on your knots, just repeat, stab down, push down, like literally repeat that for the rest of your scarf, however long you want it to be. I just feel the vibes, so I have no measurements for you guys. But if you buy like a regular ball of yarn, I typically use the whole ball of yarn for one scarf. And if you want it super long, or like you live in the winter super heavy snow states, then you're gonna need a few balls of yarn. So yeah, while I was writing today my poem, I'm just sort of in the nature feel with animals. Like I'm really feeling those vibes. I know one of my subscribers voted for me to write a nature poem, which I did. So if you guys haven't seen that yet, check it out. It's called Lions Don't Have Teeth. And I think it's so cute, like a silly little kid poem, but it's so informational and educational. Just in terms of learning about lions and what happens to them in the spring. But anyways, I digress. Today I was just feeling super like heavy at times because of the political climate that we're in and overturning certain things, obviously, that affect me. So it's just been sort of a roller coaster of emotion, because I'll try to keep my spirits up and knit and watch funny videos and make videos, which is super fun. But then I'm reminded of what's happening. So just wanted to channel that into another nature poem, but not make it too dark, like still make it fun and upbeat. And so that's what I tried to do in this one with the ants. Anyways, there's also been so much talk of censorship, so that was really important to me and heavy on my heart to sort of weave into my piece the best way I could. Okay, when you reach your desired length, essentially you want to push, wrap around, pull down, push it up. You want to go 2 at a time though, because you want to take that second knot, so technically your first knot, and you want to pull that over the needle like I'm doing. That's how you cast off, and you keep doing that, going by 2 until you're down to just 1 single knot, and then you cut the string with scissors and then pull it through and you're done. You have your final knot. But without further ado, here is my poem titled The Isolated Colony.
Mayday, mayday, scream the hungry ants. They scatter like mice in civil unrest. Thunder beats the drums, conjuring a siren which lures them back to which they came. In a hole, back in the hole, never a dull moment but desensitized, too unruly. A scorpion many miles away weeps in witness, but God cries louder over the devil beating his wife. Once the ants cower underground, rejoice for normalcy as the queen praises their loyalty to the colony through the drought. Allegiance ingrained in every particle of soil of home. The queen counts their votes' heads before hiding away until the next day when all is dry and forgotten. The scorpion calls out to sunset and reason, but logic falls deaf on ears in off-season. A stroke of luck strums a plastic guitar. Rum, rum, rum. The wolves hide away with the moon, then the crows caw in celebration of day. All the leaves fall off the trees in memory of last summer. No man lived to tell the tale of the twig that snapped in some remote nowhere. Mayday, mayday, the black ants scream. Red ants flood into the colony for a feast. The frail majority starve through the fight, despite the queen having promised an eternal food supply. Lies donated to greed, meant to steal time with honeyed words. Having only lived for the promise to survive, said drought. Some knew, most scared, failed, followed through, most lost to emotions and untaught, desperate for hope amid a race to the top, just above ground. For the sky moves further and further away. An assimilation to the minority occurs with an iron fist when the red ants break ground, snatch the many tiny ones east in the black of the night. Where east, there east to servitude. The colony crumbles to tyranny and questionable virtue. The scorpion starts a fire with its stinger, still watching, but now eager. For rainfall soon come, and courage hums in the bones of the branches. Most of the colony done away with, while the other half hatches. The queen lights matches on her flight across the forest, where she rendezvous with her king. But the scorpion mate too, to rise, to rising. If you made it to the end, give this video a big thumbs up, comment and subscribe if you want me to do another crafts, DIY, knitting, poetry video. See ya.